Okay, so about 2 weeks ago, I went on an adventure to LA to help a friend bring back a moving truck to Minnesota. So I filmed the adventure to share with you guys. Getting at the airport, I felt nervous. It was my first time and I felt like a naco. But I got my ticket, went through security, went through the mall, checked out the plane, and got on.
Do you have a seat in front of you or in the overhead bin?
Flying into LA was eye-opening and the view was something I could never forget, especially with all the cars stuck in traffic, all the buildings cramped together, and the ocean view from afar. All I can say in my mind was, damn. Just touched down in LA. Once we were in LA, we had to find a way to get a bit nice, so we hitched a ride on the bus. I still couldn't believe I was in a city of angels. One of the things I noticed from the city was the 6 lanes of traffic. There was non-stop cars for about half an hour till we got a bit nice. And then at the bus terminal, my friends Kunkunyo picked us up and we stayed a bit nice for the next couple of days. So the following day we got up and my friend decided to give me a quick tour of the city since he grew up in the valley. We went down to Hollywood and even though we didn't get out of the car, you basically saw everything you needed to see in Hollywood. Like the Chinese theater, the stars, the crazy characters, Captain America, and the crazies. Oh, and I got a really quick glimpse at the Hollywood sign. So we creeped our way through Beverly Hills where we saw a lot of big beautiful homes, a few exotic cars, and a lot of millionaires. After we got in Santa Monica, we stopped and actually walked to the beach where I would be able to see for the very first time the ocean. After that breathtaking view, we made ourselves down to the pier, and even though I wasn't dressed for the occasion, I wanted to get as close as possible to the ocean. After being down at the beach for a little bit, we stopped at a few breweries. Before we headed off, we stopped at Independence, which is a cocktail bar in Santa Monica. Made ourselves through traffic, got to Golden Road, which was booming with life. Their Wolf IPA is delicious, by the way. Then stopped at the Hidden Eagle Rock Brewery where we had a decent flight of beers. They were okay beers, nothing too crazy or too special. After a few delicious craft beers, we went back into the Valley de Somar where I spent the night eating some carne asada with my friends suegros. They were super friendly and their home was just beautiful. I slept very comfortable, full, and happy that night. That weekend, we went to find some craft beers that you couldn't find in the Midwest. At Total Wine, I saw this very small bottle of tequila worth 30 bucks. That is ridiculous. This big bottle you see here is not champagne, wine, or liquor. It's actually a bottle of beer, and that's a regular sized beer for comparison. After crafting our 6-pack, we went looking for a tap bar. Luckily, we found a really nice tap bar, and surprisingly, LA doesn't have a nice, cool tap bar scene. We went off to Palmdale where we meet my friend's cousin after work, stopped at the Bravery Brewery before he got off. The Bravery Brewery actually found a really cool niche with the veterans, and their Allegiance IPA was pretty good, and we spent the whole day playing chess. I also found out the guy R. Emery from the Full Metal Jacket movie, the sergeant, loaned his uniform to the brewery, so that was pretty cool to see. We soon caught up with my friend's cousin and he showed us his pride, big ass Neapolitan Mastiffs. Hey! Jesus. The rest of Friday night, we just hung out with my friend's cousin, and then Saturday I didn't vlog, but on Sunday we went back to Palmdale to make some carnitas. And if you don't know what carnitas are, it's basically pork cooked with lard for several hours. Hey! Corre, 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 corre. It's so freaking delicious, but the rest of the day we just hung out with my friend's cousin's family, and we just had a couple of drinks. Trust me, all those beers were not mine. So the plan was to stay in California till Friday, but plans got delayed and we had another week to wait before we packed the truck. In the meantime, we got a quick gig helping with construction landscaping through my friend Suegro. He owns a company. I was ready to go on Monday morning at 6 a.m., had a quick breakfast, and we went out listening to the awesome radio stations in the area. After the first day working, I respected anyone who does this labor in the Cali sun. Our mission was simple, the work was not. The homeowners wanted to expand their driveway, adding a 12x8 patio. Even though we were only a two-man team, we got to it. So all we had to do is remove the grass and roots, which took us about 2 days, level out the land, fill up the truck with dirt, dump it, dig out pipes and replace them, bury them again, carve out the outskirts where they would put a small border, and we would make the cement when they started to lay out the bricks for the border. Basically, I learned a lot about landscaping. Work smarter and harder. The next couple of clips are basically things we did after work. There wasn't a lot that we did because we got out late, like around 5 or 6. Then it gave us about an hour to rest and then about an hour to shower and then eat something. So I really didn't do much in LA for like a week. It sucked, but at least I had In-N-Out. So, you know. While in the city, I did try a couple of new things. Like for example, a kebab. Try this chimichanga thing. At least that's what I call it, but it's chimimango. Also, aguachile sushi is the bomb. You gotta go try it. It's in Somar. The place is called Ceviche with an X. Thursday was the last day we were gonna stay in LA before we headed off to Temecula on Friday to go pick up the truck. And I really wanted to go to Venice Beach before I left California. But we worked that day earlier, and by the time we got to Venice Beach, it was already pretty late. So the beach was dying down and I didn't get a chance to explore much of Venice Beach, unfortunately. Friday morning we got up, headed to Temecula so we can go pick up the truck. We packed up 2 houses that day, but took a really quick break to go to Stone Brewery in Oceanside. The Stone Brewery is part brewery and part bistro. It served food and they made beer on the other side of the glass. The place was really huge and it was packed, inside and the outside. The outside had a garden, which I didn't really film. And we got a quick drink before we went on the tour, which was pretty lame to be honest. My favorite part though was the tasting at the end. So that made up for it. We got In-N-Out before we headed back to Temecula. Once we got back to packing the truck. We stayed up until 2 in the morning and we filled the truck to the brim. I don't know how we did it, but my friend found a way to pack everything in the truck. On Saturday, we headed back to Silmar to drop off the car we've been using all week, and we hung out in Silmar before we headed out the next day, back home.